The Truth Girls. The Truth Girls.
Hi everyone. Well, I'm still researching these strange sounds that are being heard worldwide. And well, first of all, I want to thank you all for your input, for sending me links and comments. And I have to say at this point that I'm pretty convinced that it's real, it's not a hoax. Although it's possible that the sounds are coming from several different causes. So I'm going to share with all of you some of the stuff that I've been reading that could possibly explain this. This is from rents.com, Eerie Sounds, the Harpies Orchestra of Woodwinds and Brass. So this is from Yoichi Shimatsu, General Editor, the Japan Times Weekly. He says this is happening in forests, in wooded areas, and it has to do with an effect caused by artificial protons trapped inside artificial electromagnetic belts. He says protons ring around in spirals inside and against the mirror edge of electromagnetic field lines, and protons trapped inside artificial electromagnetic belts are known to disrupt radio transmissions, but these sounds are at a higher frequency in the audio range, and that might be because they're high charged nuclear protons vibrating at higher frequencies. When these protons are in these electromagnetic fields and they reach the forest, the wooded area, this causes the hum that they're making to be amplified, and that would be why we hear this, and that this could be caused by something like HARP, High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, HARP, which was started in 1993. Some of the things that it does: generates ELF waves, it also conducts geophysical probes, generates ionospheric lenses to focus large amounts of high-frequency energy to trigger ionospheric processes that could be exploited by the Department of Defense. Like that would be those waves that you see up in the air, the bending of the ionosphere, and generate geomagnetic field aligned ionization to control the reflection/scattering properties of radio waves. So it generates geomagnetic fields. And in the other article on rents.com, he says these eerie new sounds, however, are at a higher frequency in the audio range, a likely explanation being that high-charged nuclear protons vibrate at higher frequencies. So are these nuclear particles? Does that explain some of it? And what does this have to do with HARP? Possibly this article might give us a clue of how this ties in together. They're talking about how nuclear radiation dust from Fukushima could have scattered all over the world so quickly and gone down to Australia. He says since a radiation spike near Brisbane cannot be explained by the normal laws of geophysics, because the radioactive particles would have had to travel all the way around and they shouldn't have gotten there so fast. So he says the hot particles from Fukushima must have taken a shortcut between the northern and southern hemispheres, and he goes on to say, in fact, a fast track does exist, an alternative route via a, quote, artificial radiation belt arching through the upper atmosphere from Alaska to Australia, devised under a U.S. Navy program that started in 1957. The Sky Ridge is composed of fast-moving supercharged protons trapped inside a field line of ring current, a part of the Earth's natural electromagnetic field. So they've been manipulating this since the 1950s, and they also have the HARP program, which generates geomagnetic fields. And is it possible that some of these particles are getting into these fields, and then we're getting this effect because they're vibrating as they come into a wooded area? That's one possibility. But if you go back to this website, Nexus 2012, where you'll see some of the videos that are posted, and also if you look online, you'll see that it doesn't always occur in a wooded area. So if it depended on it being around trees, well, that would kind of go out the window in some of these cases. Here's an example from Belarus, and there was also the case in Kiev, which also happened in the city. And another thing I notice about these videos, after having watched a lot of them, is that the sound isn't always exactly the same. Like the sound in Alberta and in Costa Rica sounded like what is being described on the rents.com article. It sounded musical. So possibly there could be one explanation for that. But then in these videos here, this one up here was strange sound before Virginia quake, and this one right below it, strange sounds in Colorado before earthquake. And some others, what you're hearing is really just a hum. It doesn't sound musical at all. And actually, this kind of humming has been reported previously, quite a long time ago actually. This is a video uploaded by Sista Soul Edout 777 of a program that aired probably around the early 90s, Unsolved Mysteries, Mystery Hum, where people were reporting back then that they were being disturbed by this loud, ongoing, mysterious hum. So it's looking to me like there are actually several different things going on here, several different phenomena that are producing loud sounds, but they're not the same sounds and probably not from the same causes. And again, in this video, the Earth is groaning on Nexus. These people are from Windsor, Canada, Windsor, Ontario, in the latter part of the video, and they're describing a hum, which sounds a lot like what the people in the Unsolved Mysteries video are describing, and in a couple of others as well. So at this point, I still rule out the trumpets of Revelation, and I don't think it's a hoax. But I think that, like I said, that there may be several different things going on, and I think the most likely explanation would be, in some cases, this may have something to do with HARP, and it may have something to do with that and this sky bridge that was mentioned in this article, composed of fast-moving supercharged protons trapped inside a field line or ring current. Maybe some of these nuclear protons, maybe coming from Fukushima, moving around on this sky bridge, entering into geomagnetic fields created by HARP, and then producing this musical sounding phenomenon. That's one thing that could be happening. That could be it in some of the cases, but it doesn't sound like the same thing, and it doesn't seem like the same thing is happening, for example, and with the sounds preceding the earthquakes in Virginia and Colorado. And one possibility for that is that that was caused by fracking. And in the cases in Kiev and maybe Belarus, that could have a totally different cause, and some people say it might have something to do with drilling underground. So obviously, to me, it's still a mystery. And again, I appreciate your comments, and also when you share links with me and share information with me. I appreciate that. And like I said, I think it's not a hoax. It's not the end of the world. And I tend to think right now that this is the result of technology, probably several different kinds of technology. That's where I'm at with this right now. And well, thanks for listening to me, and I'll see you next time.